Why is this so yellow? I need to buy some new shirts. Hi, hello, I'm back. This video is kind of a random one, I'm not gonna lie. It's just something that randomly popped into my head like a little bit ago, and I wanted to make a video on it. So like most people, I use TikTok. I actually didn't even join until I think beginning of 2022. So I unfortunately missed the glory days of 2020 TikTok, but I've been here for some pretty significant eras.
Ashley! Look at me!
Pump, join, hydration, boost.
And I feel like I'm pretty well versed on TikTok now, so I can use my commentary on it and it has value. So just about a year ago, TikTok introduced the ability to add images in comments, and it kind of revolutionized TikTok in a way that a lot of people just like don't understand. Because we were already able to do it on Instagram, and I think that they saw how like effective it was at bringing people together and making people laugh and engage in the comment sections. So they wanted to sort of replicate that on TikTok. Because one thing that I've noticed is like literally every single social media app likes to copy each other. It's so weird. Nothing can have its own thing anymore, right? Because I feel like with Instagram, the big thing was stories and just like image posts, right? TikTok had the scrollable videos. Snapchat, its whole thing was like disappearing messages, I guess. And then YouTube has like long form horizontal videos, right? But then now you see everything sort of bleeding into each other because there's also stories on Snapchat and there's Snapchat spotlights that like kind of tried to copy TikTok a little bit, but it's like worse. And then now on TikTok, you can just post images, which is kind of lame. I mean, it works sometimes, but I kind of get angry when I scroll and then it's just a picture and I'm waiting. I think my phone is like lagging and then it's just actually a picture. I don't know. And then obviously Instagram has Reels, which Instagram Reels really are like a completely different world than TikTok. A lot of people like to say that they're the same, but obviously Reels has like, it's very delayed in trends. I see trends that were popular like a year ago and then they pop up on my feed and I'm like, oh, we're a little bit past that. But I remember my first week on Instagram, for some reason, I kept getting like all of my reels were just graphic videos of people dying. And I'm not really sure why that was allowed. I didn't even get the little like warning at the beginning saying like this is sensitive material, watch at your own risk. Like it didn't even say that. It was just like somebody dying and I was like, "Oh." And that happened for about 2 weeks and then I started getting like actual normal content. But anyway, we're not talking about Instagram. We're talking about TikTok. Because TikTok reaction images genuinely are one of the best additions to the app to date. And I will die on that hill. Because you know how people say like a picture is worth 1,000 words, and it really is. Because I feel like there's some images that just like convey such a distinct emotion that words just could never. Because you know how like some facial expressions are universal among different like communities and countries and societies and people and everything. It's like those really bring us together. Like you could show a disgusted face to anybody in any country and they know exactly what it's trying to convey, right? But obviously if you write something down in a specific language, maybe somebody halfway across the world won't be able to understand it. But the face, they will get it. And I feel like they also kind of, in a way, built the sense of like community. Because I don't know if everybody remembers those like different variations of Saibao, but then it was like a different fandom. Like every fandom had its own like Saibao picture. Like that was, I don't know, that was so funny to me. And so I remember in like May of last year when they introduced these images, the first image to kind of be widespread used across the entire app was like probably the worst one possible. I thought about it randomly while I was like preparing for this video, and it's so, I haven't even thought about it in so long. It was the wanna macaron one. It was like so weird because it was like not even funny, but it was just absurd how so many people were using it, and it was just like the most random picture ever. Like who drew that? Because you can tell that it was hand drawn, and it was like, who thought of this? And I can't even say that I'm like surprised that that was the first image that kind of like went viral in comment sections, but it was just like, why? And so like I'm not going to show it on screen for obvious reasons, but there were so many other variations of it as well, and none really got as popular. I really like the Wanna Bible one, I thought that one was pretty fire because it was nice to cleanse your eyes sometimes. It was so weird. It was like you couldn't watch any video without seeing it, and it was so random because it meant nothing. It had nothing to do with anything, and yet it was just always there. The one credit I can give it, I guess, is that it was at least hand drawn because we see so many AI versions of like reaction images, and it's honestly getting so annoying. I am an AI hater. If you know me in real life, you know that AI is my biggest op. I hate it so much. And generative AI. Before somebody's like, well, actually, every algorithm runs on AI. YouTube runs on AI. I know that. Okay, I've taken my fair share of computer science courses. I know how algorithmic AI works. I'm talking about generative AI. It's bad for the planet, okay? Don't use generative AI, especially not in comment sections. I love seeing people redrawing images or like remaking them in like their own way, but like, with a pen and paper. And I love that so much. Especially when people take like good memes and then they remake them with AI or they like hyperbolize it, and it makes my smile drop like instantly because the meme was already good and now you're dragging it. Like that one Anthony Mackie meme where he's like, there's like a billion different edited versions, and I don't have any problem if you like Photoshop it or something, like you just edit it, like that's fine. But then there's like AI versions of it too, and I'm like, just don't. And you're like depleting all of our clean water just to alter Anthony Mackie's face. And that's another thing that's so frustrating is it's so weird when people like alter a real person's appearance with AI. I'm like, that's weird. I don't know. That's kind of strange behavior. I will always prefer poorly photoshopped images over anything AI based. And like that AI baby that was in every Instagram Reels comment section, I hated that. I hated it. It was so corny. Like, oh. And the worst of all, I think, is like being tricked by AI because like sometimes I will see something and I'll laugh at it at first and then I look at it a little bit harder and like the fingers are morphing or something in the background doesn't make sense and I'm like, "Oh my gosh, come on." Like I cannot be this old already where I'm falling for AI. Like obviously the ones where you see like AI like shrimp Jesus, like obviously that's AI, but it's like it's getting less and less obvious and it's kind of scary. Now, I'm not even trying to jump on a hate train or anything here. I already said I love the reaction images. So I have a gallery in my notes of all of my favorite reaction images that I thought were so funny. I'll put some of them up on the screen because I don't know. It's so lame. Like I have I have such like a chud sense of humor, but like I don't know. I'll see it and it makes me giggle every time. I forever grieve the fact that I was too young to be on Vine, showing my age here, but it makes me so mad because I have such a stupid sense of humor. I laugh at pretty much everything. And these memes are like the teeniest, tiniest glimpse into what could have been. And sometimes they are, like I said, perfectly situational. It's just so nice to like make a face when you see a video and you're like, oh. And then you open the comment section and that's like the first comment is that exact face. And you're like, wait, he's just like me for real. But then there's also the opposite of it, right? Because there's two sides to every coin. There's some situations where they are just like so horrifically inappropriate. Like you'll see a video of somebody talking about some gruesome crime that happened to someone, and then you open the comments expecting people to be like, oh my gosh, that's so horrible. I can't believe we live in a world where things like this happen. Like, for example, like the David case or something, like somebody will be talking about like what happened to Celeste. And then you open the comments and it'll be like the worst reaction image that you could ever possibly put in that situation. It could be something like that. It could be about somebody going through grief. It could be about somebody who got hurt, somebody who needs help. And it'll just be like, dance if you think this is sad. Are we for real? And it's like, yeah, you're obviously trying to like farm likes and get that little dopamine rush of seeing that people liked your comment. But these are people's actual lives. Like somebody could have died and you're literally putting like a like bait image. It's so dumb. The internet is such a dangerous place, It's literally where empathy goes to die. I mean, I know a lot of people have already talked about this. It's like the anonymity thing where you can like hide behind a mask and then you can say whatever you want. because nobody will ever know it's you, but you would never say that kind of stuff in person. If somebody was breaking down in front of you talking about, oh my gosh, my whole family just died in a car accident, you wouldn't be like, your whole family? Like, what? Sometimes I think internet access should be earned and not given. And another thing about like farming, it's so annoying, especially seeing at the end of a comment when somebody says like, please like, and it's like, what? Like if it was possible to make money off of comments, sure, I get it. You're trying to get your bag, but like what? I don't get it. I mean, I do have a couple of comments that have like gone viral. Okay, they've not gone viral. I don't know why I said that. But they've gotten like hundreds of likes and I think that's pretty cool, but I'm not like farming for them. I recently saw a comment of mine that got like 600 likes, and for some reason I never got notified. I was recently just going through my comment history because I was looking for different reaction images. I saw that it got 600 likes and I didn't even know, and I was like, "Oh, that's pretty cool." And then I kept moving. Like I wasn't like gonna print that out and frame it and be like, "Look, mom, I got 600 likes on a TikTok comment." Like, why does it matter? I don't know. Everybody's different. And I feel like sometimes when an image, a good reaction image, gets overused, it literally makes it like funny squared. Like it goes up exponentially because it's like a positive feedback loop, right? Because it's already funny. And then you seeing it over and over again, it just makes it literally funnier because it's like, it's almost like it's being spammed, but it's being spammed correctly. Like the one with like the crow or like the raven or whatever, and it says like an IQ too high. That's literally gotta be my favorite reaction image of all time because it's so funny because you can use it when like somebody makes like a good point in the comments and then somebody responds to like an IQ too high. And then somebody will put like an IQ too high and it's like ironic because obviously like they're actually being foolish right now, but it's like an IQ too high. It gets me every time. It gets me every time. I also love the creativity with the statement dog. Like he made a statement so trash even his gang clowned him. It gets me every time. One, because that dog is literally adorable, and I looked it up. That image is not even edited. That's just what the dog looks like. He has a whole Instagram account. I'll see if I can find it. But his humans get him like the most outrageous cut, and then they just took the picture at like the worst angle, so it looks like he only has two like teeny tiny legs. And there's so many variants of it that are so funny. There's like he made a statement so Japan that even his footsteps turned into electricity or something. Like in regards to that AI generated like Instagram caption. And then there's the one where there's like two of him and it's like he made a baby or something. Sorry, like this is so corny, but it's so funny to me. I don't know why. And it's funny when like you start to see an image so much that you can predict it before you even open the comment section. Like somebody will make like a really brain dead take and you know that you're going to see like one of three different reaction images in the comments, and you like hold your breath and click on it and like all three of them pop up because like I said, it just shows that we all literally like share the same brain. Like we're all so similar in the way that we process things. Although some are repeated to the point where they're just like not funny anymore. Like I don't know, that one guy like Benjamin's or whatever, like all of his like memes are just kind of corny. Sometimes I see the same ones over and over and either they're just not funny or I've just seen them like too much and in situations where they don't belong, so you can tell people just want to use it and it's like, okay, bro. Okay, we can calm down with this one. There's a billion other ones out there. While I was getting ready for this video and I was like looking for different reaction images, I was like, dang, I guess it has been a year. It makes sense that there would be a lot, but there's like a lot. And I recognize like all of them. So I was like, wow, either I'm chronically online or I felt like the woker when I realized this. And so I looked it up on TikTok to see if anybody was thinking the same thing I did. And I did see a couple videos on it, so I know I'm not crazy. And it's the fact that so many people who look like me are featured in so many reaction images. And a lot of times it's literally just people doing everyday things or just having like natural human emotions, and it's either like exaggerated to fit some sort of situation or it's just like overused to the point of monotony. And I feel like it kind of how it's perceived is heavily dependent on the context, because I'll sometimes see them in videos that are clearly targeted towards black people, like there'll be a black creator targeting towards a black audience because they're talking about something that primarily black people partake in or something like that. Or it'll be a video about how to do hair or just something that's a part of like the universal black experience. And when I see those images used in the comments, it seems natural. It just sort of seems like we all have this collective consciousness. You see the images and you know that that's just representative of the black perspective. It's an emotion that we've all felt before, or something that we've grown up seeing from the adults in our lives, or like something like that. Like I said, it's like a black creator to a black audience and they're having a black reaction, right? You know, if you've grown up in a household with people of a specific like race or ethnicity, you know that there are just certain like mannerisms or reactions and stuff that you were just so used to seeing. And that's sort of how it feels. But when I see those comments used by people who don't look like me, it gives off a different kind of feeling. And that's not to say, you know, emotion isn't universal. I'm sure there are people using these images with just the intention of conveying that emotion, and that's completely fine. But a lot of times it doesn't feel like that, and it feels almost like a mockery. Especially when it's, like I said, just a black person living their life, doing literally anything, and then it's used as a reaction image. Or you could see somebody going through something tough and then it's used as like a reaction image. It's just strange, and I feel like it's disproportionately black people in these images. And I don't think I'm crazy to say that. I feel like it's something that was severe enough that I noticed it before seeing any commentary about it, and then saw commentary about it. It's strange, right? Because, I mean, black people have been used as entertainment for literal centuries. I mean, think back to like minstrel shows, which some did feature black people. There were some black minstrels. A lot of them were based on white people's perception of black people, though. We've almost always been seen as this just like subhuman creature that's just seen to make people laugh. And I still see people perceiving us as such today in the big 2026, which is insane to me. And so sometimes I wonder if that's like a little bit of that showing through. Even if it's subconscious or unintentional, I think that there might still be some of that where I just see, you know, a black person existing, somebody else sees something funny to be exploited or exaggerated. I don't know. Which also, you know, brings in the concept of adopting black mannerisms, black language, black culture as something to be humorous or portrayed in a certain light other than just casual or everyday. Because we've all seen examples of AAVE being used in the like collective vocabulary as something that's like funny. And it's like, no, people have just been saying that for decades. Like, it's never really been a funny thing. It's just sort of been how people talk. And I feel like that could play a part in it. It's like seeing like a non-black person on your For You page referring to their female friends as like their homegirl. And it's like, when did you start saying homegirl? There's nothing wrong with it. I mean, language is meant to be shared, but it's just strange because I'm like, when did this happen? That's your girlfriend. I've never heard anybody but like a black woman refer to somebody as their homegirl. It's so interesting. It all happens so fast. I'm planning on going into depth about like the adoption and appropriation of black culture in another video because that's a topic that I think deserves sort of its own spotlight, but it's just interesting to see it like work its way into something almost as like trivial as reaction images. Stay woke, guys. Racism is everywhere. And then we also saw TikTok introduce animated stickers as well, which is literally, it's like even better. I mean, I don't have to explain to you what a video is. But it manages to convey so much because instead of just doing that one stationary like snapshot of a reaction, now it's like a fully fleshed one. You can do like a change of emotion, like where it starts out and then it's like, oh, I don't even know. This is so stupid that I'm even talking about this, but it's so funny. And I wanted to share my love. Only time I will ever thank TikTok for anything, but it's okay. It's almost like they're little like mini videos under the video. And it just honestly is a great way to bring everybody together and unite under some like just universal experiences. I also see some people will respond with like a sticker, and then people will respond to them and be like, oh my gosh, I have the same sticker. Like, that's so cute. That's so cute. I love that. I love seeing positive interactions under videos instead of the negative ones. I've accidentally gotten in some arguments with people on TikTok, and then I realize it's TikTok, and then I delete my comments because I realize it's just never that deep. And honestly, I think we should all be able to do that sometimes. It's really easy to like see the internet and be in your little like echo chamber, your little bubble, and to think like this is all that there is. This is how everybody thinks, this is how everybody is, but it's not. The internet is so tiny. Well, I mean, it's not tiny at all. It's actually pretty massive. It's so easy to get caught up in your little corner of the internet, but there's so much more out there. Okay, so like I said, this video was like actually really random, and it was just something that I kind of wanted to talk about. We'll be back to regularly scheduled programming soon. I have like a pretty cool video coming up that I'm excited for. So if you stuck around this long, I swear we'll be back to that actual quality content soon. But thank you so much if you've watched this far into my like ramble, I guess. And thank you if you watched my last video. Oh my goodness, that video got so many views. I thought I was gonna get like 23,000. Thank you guys a lot. Genuinely means the world to me. So thank you so much. That's pretty much it. I don't have an outro, so bye.